What is an elephant? I studied pictures over and over again, made some schematics, and ultimately made a decision and built the first prototype, and yet another, and another, and another. I compare my prototypes to the original, make further revisions, and revise again until I think I've got the basics, and then I move on to the next phase. Okay, so the plan was to try to make the elephant more interactive. So this is still a demo and a beta type, a prototype, obviously. So the way I set it up is you can see the head and the ears are kind of laid back. And the idea is that when it's full scale, people will pull up on the trunk, the head lifts up, and the ears come forward. And hopefully you guys can see that. After I've got a handle on the head, I move into the third dimension and start prototyping in that realm until ultimately I arrive at something that I'm comfortable with. And then it is time for me to move on to full-scale mock-up. After I move to full-scale modeling, it becomes clear to me that this is a rather large project. In fact, it's very large, and at this point it was not clear that I should go forward. My family encouraged me to move forward with the project, and I filled out the 3 dimensions and began to understand the true scale of the project. I continued building out the project, and I went through 3 iterations of elephant ears until I was satisfied and ended up with this configuration. And now it was done and ready for installation. I had determined where I was going to put the elephant, and knowing it was on public property, this would need to be done surreptitiously, or at least when nobody was watching. I recruited some friends to help, and we began assembling the components for installation. Loaded the truck up, drove to the destination, and started to unload at the installation site. It took us 2 hours to assemble it on site, but we didn't run into any major problems. And when it was done, people immediately began to interact with it, which was most gratifying. When we left, I was happy nobody got hurt, nobody got arrested, and it all worked out delightfully well. Okay, this is Elly the elephant. She is finished.